Do you think you've seen it all when it comes to vehicles? Think again. Today, we're taking a journey through time to explore some of the most bizarre and mind-bending machines that emerged from the Soviet Union's relentless pursuit of mechanical mastery. For 7 decades, the Soviet Union reigned as an unbeatable superpower, dominating the world with their thirst for innovation and experimental designs. From winged fortresses to trucks powered by screws and even flying saucers, the Soviets left no stone unturned in their quest for greatness. But beware, not all of their creations were awe-inspiring. In fact, some of them were downright jaw-dropping for all the wrong reasons. Today, we're going to take a look at some of the craziest Soviet machines you won't believe exist. Buckle up and brace yourself for a wild ride through the weird and wacky world of Soviet engineering. If you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to our channel to see more fascinating content like this. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Now, let's dive into the world of the craziest Soviet machines. Have you ever seen an aircraft that was so ugly, it made you wonder what the designers were thinking? Look no further than the M15 Belgore, a government-designed crop duster from Poland, a former Soviet satellite state. Despite being hailed as a modern replacement for the reliable An-2 biplane, the M15 Belgore was hardly an advancement. In fact, it was a biplane, just like the An-2, but with massive pylons separating its wings. But what's most interesting about this odd aircraft is its powerful engines, designed for high-speed flight. It's a world first to use such engines in an agricultural aircraft, and the massive pylons could hold up to 3 tons of pesticides. However, the design turned out to be a disaster. The Belgore was more expensive to manufacture and run than its predecessor, and its quirky fuselage design meant it could only be used for crop dusting. Despite the Soviet bloc's high hopes for the plane, it was quickly deemed a failure. Production was slated to reach hundreds of thousands, but in 1981, the Polish plane's manufacturing came to an abrupt halt. As early as the 1930s, Soviet Russia recognized the sky as the battleground of the future. With the threat of a Second World War looming, they began creating experimental aircraft to stay ahead of the curve. One of the most intriguing projects to emerge was the Zeno Project, also known as the Chain-Link Project. Instead of traditional bombers, the Zeno Project involved a bomber that had been modified to carry smaller fighter planes. This was a stroke of genius, as bombers were significantly more fuel efficient than the smaller fighters, which meant they could conserve fuel on the offensive lines. But that's not all. After takeoff, the fighters used unique attachments to dock with the mother bomber while in the air. Each mother bomber could transport up to 5 fighters, and each fighter had a bomb load of about 1,000 pounds. This was an innovative idea that was successfully employed at the start of World War II. However, as technology evolved and cutting-edge fighter jets emerged, these creative skills were quickly rendered obsolete. The Zeno Project was never further developed, and these aircraft fell out of use. But their legacy lives on as a testament to the Soviet Union's unwavering determination to stay ahead of the curve in the face of adversity. The Cold War arms race sparked some of the wildest and most outlandish weapon designs the world has ever seen, and the Soviet Union's 2B-1 Oka was no exception. This massive experimental artillery piece was built with one goal in mind: to outdo America's atomic anti-mortar. And boy, did they succeed. The 2B-1 Oka was a behemoth, boasting a barrel that stretched a jaw-dropping 65 feet in length, longer than 3 Sherman tanks lined up end-to-end. Its enormous size allowed it to launch 1,650-pound nuclear shells over a staggering distance of 28 miles. But with each shot, the cannon suffered immense damage and could only fire once every 5 minutes. It was a crazy concept that never saw the light of day on the battlefield, but its sheer size and power will leave you in awe. The Soviet military needed a helicopter that could lift truly massive loads, and the Mi-10 was just the answer. This hulking helicopter, with its spider-like appearance, was designed in the late 1950s specifically to transport oversized cargo. With its lighter construction and external platform, the Mi-10 could haul up to 15 tons of unwieldy equipment, surpassing even the Mi-6, which could only manage a little over 13 tons. Using its long, spindly legs, which made it nearly 30 feet tall, the chopper could approach the cargo, secure it to its fuselage, and then take off with ease. The Mi-10 was used to transport everything from cars and buses to entire buildings. Despite not being mass-produced, 55 Mi-10s were built in the 1960s, and some remained in service as late as 2013, a testament to the helicopter's enduring utility and strength. The Soviets never ceased to push the boundaries of bizarre aircraft designs, and one particular creation left experts scratching their heads: a tank with wings. The Antonov A-40 prototype was built almost 80 years ago to test the feasibility of gliding tanks onto the battlefield. But it was in 1942 when Oleg Antonov, a Soviet glider designer, took the concept to new heights by developing an attachable carriage complete with twin tails and wings that could be secured to a light tank's frame. However, during its first flight, the A-40's significant drag caused the aircraft pulling it to release the tank prematurely, leading to a terrifying freefall. Miraculously, the tank and its driver survived the fall, but the project was abandoned in favor of a more conventional weapons system. Despite its brief existence, the A-40 left an indelible mark on the history of military aviation, with some enthusiasts still speculating about the possibilities of its unconventional design. The K-84 Ekaterinburg was one of the most formidable nuclear-powered submarines built by the Soviet Union, armed with 16 nuclear missiles and powered by 2 nuclear reactors. But in 1982, a routine welding operation went disastrously wrong, igniting a fire on the wooden scaffolding surrounding the vessel's bow. The fire quickly spread to the submarine, putting the crew and the world at risk of a catastrophic nuclear accident. Despite carrying only 4 nuclear missiles at the time, the detonation of even one could have caused untold destruction. The K-84 was painstakingly repaired, revealing the incredible size and sophistication of its sonar array, which allowed it to operate undetected beneath the ocean's surface. This harrowing incident underscores the immense risks associated with nuclear power and the importance of strict safety measures in their operation. Shockingly, even after this near disaster, the Soviet Union went on to build over 240 nuclear-powered submarines before finally halting production in 1997. And some of these submarines remained in service as recently as 2020, a reminder of the ongoing nuclear arms race and the ever-present threat of global annihilation. What if you had a tank that could blind the enemy without even firing a single shot? That was the concept behind the Soviet Union's 1K-17 Sadi, a laser tank designed in the 1970s for the battles of the future. Its top was lined with a powerful array of 13 lasers, each of which could concentrate light through mammoth 66-pound synthesized rubies. With onboard optical sensors, the Sadi could detect and destroy enemy missiles with pulsating laser blasts, while leaving enemy troops instantly blinded with a single shot. But the cost of manufacturing such heavy rubies was exorbitant, and the potential for facing formidable foes made it an unfeasible weapon of war. Fortunately, plans for mass production of the Sadi were halted with the Soviet Union's collapse in 1991. Imagine what might have been if this incredible technology had ever been fully realized on the battlefield. Behold, the LUN-class Ekranoplan, a hybrid beast that defies conventional categorization. With a length of 242 feet and a wingspan of 144 feet, this massive vehicle hovers just inches above the water using the unique wing-in-ground effect. Equipped with 8 turbojet engines, it can reach a top speed of 340 miles per hour and carry up to 110 tons, making it a formidable weapon. Missile launchers were even installed on some models, giving it the power to take out incoming enemy aircraft carriers. Originally developed by the Soviet Union to defend its waters from American threats, the Ekranoplan proved to be a menacing force. One prototype even entered military service in 1987. But with the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, the Ekranoplan was retired and left to gather dust. Yet one can only wonder what kind of ancient sea monster could threaten Russia enough to bring this hybrid beast out of retirement. What do you think about these incredible machines? Have you heard of them before? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating content.